Hello everyone, so today's video I'm going to show you how to fix a Keurig stainless steel coffee maker that is not turning on. I have this power plug right here that wasn't getting power for the board to turn on. So I'm going to show you how to fix that issue on a Keurig coffee machine. This is the power cord right here that I'm going to plug it in and see if this thing turns on. And always check to make sure your breaker is not tripped. And if it is, reset it, should fix the issue. But that's not the case. So we're going to plug it in and see what will happen. Next that you possibly could do is by doing a troubleshooting step to see if that works. But let's see if this works on one of my power outlets that I happen to have that's working. So I'm going to plug it in and see if it works. You guys can see I just plugged it in. We still don't have anything. You guys can see my multimeter that I'm going to be using to test for continuity in this coffee maker power cord that I happen to have right here that has a built-in ground. We're going to test from hot to neutral, which we don't. But our test from ground, we should get nothing. So that means no short to ground. Unfortunately, this power cord is not shorted to ground. Has a bad connection in there, or it could just be something in there that probably blew, which could be a fuse inside on this Keurig coffee machine. So unfortunately we don't have a short to ground, so we're going to take this apart and see what's the problem inside on this Keurig coffee machine. So just need to get your screwdriver, Phillips, and unscrew those screws that are on the bottom of this cover. And these are the rubbers that actually rest against the surface so it doesn't move anywhere. So we pull it out. This is the rubber piece, so don't lose that you need to remove. And those actually get access to the screws that you're removing on this coffee maker if you're trying to remove those rubber pieces that go from the bottom of the coffee maker. And that's what it does, it gets access to those Phillips screws that are inside there. So we're going to remove the screws. And be very careful when removing these screws. And don't use power drills, because if you do, you're going to end up stripping the screws out. Oh, these top ones right here don't have a screw, so it's always important to look all around this plastic bezel, whatever you call it, the bottom piece, to see if there's actual screws in there. And if there is, remove them. And if you don't see them in these top, then you can put back in these rubber pieces. And these rubber pieces, doesn't matter which way you put them, will still go in. These ones, doesn't matter which one you put in, it still will go in. Always keep in mind when you're removing these on a plastic bezel. And it's just one down here too, and that's all. And also remove this. This is the plastic piece. This is the one right here. This is the one right here. Make sure you don't lose this. That's the part of the coffee maker. And make sure the power is unplugged too before you do this, which I already did. Unplug this coffee maker, so we should be safe in pulling this apart to figure out why this coffee maker is not turning on. Just need to carefully pry over the side, which will pop out this surface. Just gotta be very careful, because if you're not, you're gonna break these plastic inside. You can see I just pried this cover on this Keurig machine. Just gotta be very careful when popping this apart. And this cover should come right out. And this is the bezel that I was careful not to pop out. Just gotta be very careful with this plastic, with this stainless steel bezel. There you go. You remove this bezel. Just gotta be very careful with this bezel because there's clips in there that you have to be very careful in popping this out with a flathead screwdriver, and very carefully pry around these edges, which will pop out those clips connecting to this whole entire Keurig machine. You guys can see the circuit board is fine, so we're gonna look inside there, and you guys could see it. Inside there is a heater element, and it's not just that device. You guys could see that internal thermostat inside there, which is this device you can see I'm pointing at. That's the device that everyone is talking about being the most common part of tripping out on a coffee maker. And there's the heater element inside, that piece that a lot of people talk about, that these things overheat, and when that happens with a coffee maker not heating, the high limit thermostat you see up there, if you guys can see where I'm pointing at it, that's the connection inside that trips. If this thing has overheated for whatever reason, that your coffee maker temperature was a little maxed out, the temperature inside detects it and shuts it off as a safety feature. And I've seen these becoming a recall to them burning plastic inside over this being the cause of the issue of overheating, which I don't think there's anything experimental about that. Well, we're gonna test to see if that thermostat is getting continuity, because if not, we already know that the high limit thermostat could be tripped, and that's the reason why this coffee maker didn't work, for their reasons and what causes them to trip out. This is a device that's in there that's actually a resettable device that you can use with a paper clip, and that should fix the issue. You can see I have it on continuity, so if I touch those two leads on my meter, it'll beep. And once you get that, it means continuity is working on your meter. So we're gonna test that device inside there and tell if it's actually continuity or not. You can see this is the device that everyone's talking about. This high limit thermostat that goes for the electric heater element. We're gonna touch those two leads and see if we're getting continuity. Nothing. So this tells me this high limit thermostat that you're seeing right here, that's the device that's for your heater element that's inside there, and that is what's tripped. So we're gonna reset that and see if we get continuity. Just need to use a paper clip and press inside to the high limit thermostat that's inside. You guys can see that it's inside there. There's a little hole in the metal that you just need to press, and once you press that should reset it. And that's the high limit thermostat in the top. Yep, we reset it, and that should fix the problem on your Keurig coffee machine, and see if that's the cause of the machine not getting power. So we're gonna plug it in and see what happened if that resolves the issue. You guys can see I just plugged in the coffee maker to the extension cord. We're gonna see what we get. Wow, we're getting power. That's how you fix a coffee maker not getting power. Don't forget, always plug the power cord from the outlet before you put this cover back on, so you don't get shocked by any components. And that's how you fix a Keurig machine not getting power. I know that's so simple, the easy fix on what you could do yourself. But always, the most important thing is making sure you unplug the power, and if you know what you're doing and if you have the right tools for the job, then you can go ahead and do it yourself. But always be very careful in doing it yourself. And if you have no issues with this appliance, then this will save you a lot than having to waste your coffee maker. We're going to put back in the stainless steel bezel. So it's always important to make sure you know basically on what you're doing. take your time, make sure you don't rush, because if you do, you're going to end up a bigger problem, or you don't want to damage anything inside there. So this is why I always take my time in putting this back together so it doesn't cause any problems down the road. And there we go. It's coming inside like it's supposed to. Make sure you clear the wire hose like it needs to. Make sure it's all snapped back together. And there you go. All popped back in together like new. Just need to close this. And get back to the bottom of it and put back in those Phillips screws. And you're all done. And that's how you fix a Keurig machine not turning on this stainless steel version. And it all applies to different models, but yours maybe be different. On similar models, kind of like with this model, happens to have the top control, which is easy to troubleshoot and fix for the issue of Keurig machine not turning on. And that's how you fix a coffee maker on a Keurig stainless steel coffee machine. If you find this video helpful, please consider hitting the like button and make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already on this repair channel. And have a great day. Stay safe. Bye.